You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Today's video is a glimpse at some spoilers for next week, July 15th through 19th, as Sharon Newman falls apart and Kyle Abbott loses control of his ego while the Newmans worry about bad things coming their way. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as always, we'll have full weekly spoilers later this week. But for now, here's a sampling of what's ahead next week. And I am going to first catch you up in case you haven't seen Friday's episode yet, because there's important stuff that happened related to the spoilers I have for you, things you need to know. So first of all, Nate charms Audra right out of her pants. And after a bunch of strong woman talk, she is going to take him back to her hotel room, insist it's just physical, then hop right in the sack with that good-looking hunk of a man. I mean, he is a good-looking hunk of a man. Am I right? Totally irresistible. Also on Friday, fresh off a close moment that's interrupted by Victor, Chelsea leaves Adam's place and finds Sally with Summer. She feels professionally threatened, but Summer quickly makes it clear that Sally is not getting Chelsea's job. In fact, she's giving Sally a line of her own at Marchetti, kind of an edgier line. And then Summer takes off, leaving Chelsea with Sally. And Chelsea starts to lose it in front of Sally. She's getting all teared up. The guilt is eating her up, especially when Sally admits that she's scared she's going to lose Adam, and then tells Chelsea she owes her for being there to support Adam. Chelsea is totally guilt-ridden, teary, acting weird, freaks out, and runs away. That's not a good look. So after Victor interrupted Chelsea and Adam and she left, he then tells Adam that he's putting him in charge at Newman Media. He wants him to pump up Glissade while doing Jabot dirty. Now, Adam's not so sure. He wants to treat Jack that way, and he knows the rest of the family isn't going to like it. But Victor keeps pressuring Adam, who finally agrees he will consider it and give him an answer next week. Now, on to some spoilers from the weekly promo. First, we have Summer and Kyle. Summer tells Kyle he's lost his mind planning a trip for two to Paris. Kyle looks completely unimpressed. He clearly does not care what she thinks. So I suspect Summer is ranting about him going to Paris with, of course, Audra, because Glissade is headquartered there. Summer knows that, and she knows that that's where Kyle is working now, but she's still flipping out. Audra said she was planning to work mostly in Paris while Kyle mostly worked out of Genoa City. Victor really wanted them both in Paris. I'm sure that was to take Kyle completely away from his parents, who he's doing dirty. And I am assuming that Audra and Kyle are making this trip to introduce Kyle to the team in France at headquarters as her new co-CEO, to kick things off the right way as they are the new leaders of Glissade. But I think Summer suspects this is some sort of less than professional trip, more of a personal thing to reunite him with his ex-lover, Audra Charles. I mean, Audra is a real sore spot for Summer, and I get that, because remember, he told Summer he kicked her out of the mansion, and then he ran and dived headfirst into Audra's bed about 5 minutes later. But what they're doing now is strictly professional. Audra has moved on with Nate. Kyle's got his eye on Claire, somebody else that Summer's jealous of. So I suspect Kyle is going to dismiss her concerns and tell her it's about the new job at Glissade, not about getting back in bed with Audra. All right, we have a scene with Victoria and Nikki and Nick. And Victoria says that she's very sorry that it has come to this. And Nikki says she's sure that Victor is pleased with himself because once again, he got his way. And Victoria says she hopes her dad doesn't live to regret it. Nikki echoes that, saying they all might live to regret it, while Nick stares silently. This whole scene is clearly about Victor and Adam's chat on Friday's episode episode where he gave Adam control of Newman Media and demanded that he target Jack and Jabot. The ladies, Victoria and Nikki, seem to think Adam can't be trusted, but I do wonder what Nick will say. He didn't get any words in the new promo clip, but I'm sure he does in the scene. He's not going to sit there mute the whole time. Nick has been surprisingly very pro Adam recently because he's been working very closely with his brother, and it's all been positive. He hasn't seen Adam up to any shenanigans. He knows Adam doesn't want to go to Newman Media. So it would be very interesting to see Nikki go to Adam and Adam rat out Victor and tells her what he's asking him to do. Because really, this is Victor asking Adam to do his dirty work, to get his hands dirty while Victor ostensibly stays out of it. But I mean, the moment that Newman Media starts glorifying Glissade and dissing Jabot, Nikki will know this is Victor, not Adam. She knows Adam respects Jack and considers him a friend, and vice versa. Jack considers Adam a friend. Unfortunately, I suspect that Victor playing the do what daddy says card is going to outweigh Adam's past loyalty to Jack unless Nikki finds out and shuts this all down before it gets really dirty. We'll see. The final scene, the scene that excited me most, is Sharon Newman in the promo. She wakes up on her couch, smeared mascara, tears in her eyes. She looks all around. She's disoriented. There are papers kind of all over the place, a bunch of cups on her coffee table. Her living room's sort of a shambles. And she's crying, wondering what's happening to me. So this part of the promo had me more interested than any of the other two scenes. Sharon Case is finally getting a front burner plot. OMG, it's been a minute, right? The last time she had her own storyline, it was May sweeps of last year, 2023, when they brought back Cameron Kirsten to terrorize her and that poor cat. But if you remember, he was only back like less than 3 weeks before she stabbed him to death. And then bam, she's back on the back burner. But now Sharon's getting a mental health storyline, which has a lot of fans irritated. I see it all over soap social media. I see it in the forums. It's not because they don't like Sharon and they don't want Sharon to have a storyline. They do, but they've already got 2 mental health storylines right now. Connor Newman and his OCD and Chelsea's ongoing depression and anxiety issues. I mean, that is a whole lot of similar plots. That would be like if they had 3 simultaneous love triangles, 3 simultaneous who's the daddy plots. They wouldn't do that, but they're doing this. It's just bizarre. But, you know, we get what we get with showrunner Josh Griffith, and I don't think he cares if we pitch a fit. I don't think he cares what fans think. They're just sad but true. So Sharon's been headed on a slow downward slide for weeks. She told Nick about a month ago that she was on a new medication that was giving her some issues. She told her doctor she felt odd. She even asked herself out loud back then, what is going on with me? Almost the same thing she was saying in this clip. And several weeks ago, Mariah found her mother in a very confused state, cold tea, seeming like she didn't know where she was or what was going on. And that was right after the standalone episode for Josh Morrow's 30th anniversary as Nick. And I do expect Sharon's mental health plot is going to wrap Nick up in it. And he himself has not had a major plot line of his own really since he dumped Sally Spectra. So it looks like Sharon is at her breaking point, and I wonder what she is going to do next. It seems like she's losing time, not remembering things she's done. That's never a good thing at all. Let me know what you think about Kyle's ego, Summer's outrage, Nikki's frustration, and Sharon's mental health spiral.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.